Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'll be tackling Hi-Tek. He's a rapper and incredible music producer from my part of the world. So let's get started. So like I always do when starting out my sketches, I like to try to block in and find a proportional layout suitable for the portrait or object I'm drawing. And so here I'm just finding horizontals and start blocking in shapes and angles of my reference on my paper. And I'm using my pencil to kind of help me visually see the angles that I'm trying to record. So once I kind of have a basic block out, then I start going back in and trying to refine some of the shapes and angles and measure to find landing spots or reference points for parts of the features that I want to block in. So I'm sketching in the eyebrow angles, the distances horizontally of each eye. I'm using a basic shape to indicate the size and shape of the nose, and then I'm also blocking in the angles and the shapes of the upper lip, and I'm also finding the center point of the pupil and drawing it down to make relationships between where the corners of the mouth lie on the face. So this process will continue throughout the drawing process. I'm constantly evaluating proportions and relationships between shapes on my reference's face, and I'm using my pencil to help me see the relationships and angles so I can accurately record them. So at different points along the process, you will look at your drawing and you won't be pleased, but just know that it's a back and forth, it's a give and take. The more you look at it and the more that you work and you analyze the relationships, the better your sketch will become over time. So don't give up, just continue to keep moving forward and just keep working at it. So here I'm checking the distance between the right eye and the ear. So I need to make that correction. So like I said, if you keep it light and loose at the beginning and along the way, then making revisions by erasing should not be a problem. I often in my youth would draw very, very, very heavy and confident at the beginning, only to realize that when I tried to erase something to make a correction, that it was very difficult to do. So keep that in mind when you're at the beginning blocking stages. Try to keep everything light and loose, so that as you make revisions along the way, then erasing and making those changes won't be a problem. So now I can start refining some of the shapes based on the placement of my basic shapes, and start really trying to lock in the features and the angles and the relationships based on my reference. So lots of erasing and measuring and rechecking and stepping back and looking and taking a break, walking away, coming back, and just keep working at it. So here I'm going to begin blocking in the shape of the nose, and I lightly erased out the basic shape that I had as a placeholder, and so now I'm really trying to capture the forms of the nose, and then I'm also clearing out some of the guidelines so I can start really seeing what I have down on my paper. Sometimes seeing the guidelines are very helpful at the beginning stages, but over time you want to start removing those so that you're not being confused by your guidelines versus the lines you need to place for your sketch. So now I'm checking the angle and placement of my eyes, and I noticed that the right eye seemed to be a little too high in space, so I'm going to quickly erase that and make the necessary revision and keep working on my sketch. I will now remove the basic shape that I created for the eyebrows and sketch a more accurate version in its place on both sides. So now I'm just really trying to really dial in the shapes based on my reference. Taking my time, I'm trying to make sure that I'm capturing everything accurately as possible. I noticed that the bill of his hat needs to go up based on the position of the brows, which means the bill of the hat will have to go up, which means the top of the hat will have to go up. But since I'm at this stage of the drawing, really no harm, no foul, just working through it, knowing that this is a process. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Just keep working at it, keep working at it. And of course, my sketch is far from perfect. I'm working every day, just like you, to improve my ability to draw and capture what I see With a lot of time and experience, sometimes you try to go into your memory bank and draw what you think something looks like instead of drawing exactly what you're seeing in front of you. And that happens to even the best artists. So just take your time, concentrate on what you're actually seeing, and put the time and effort into capturing exactly that. So as I transition to the end of this portion of the drawing, which is kind of the layout and the rough sketch, it still needs a lot more work. One tip that I can suggest to you is taking your sketch and looking at it in the mirror. That will help you catch some irregularities in your drawing and proportions. That's very, very, very helpful. Also, as I transition here into the sketching or the value portion of the demonstration, if you like my content and you would like to see more content from me, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. I really, really, really appreciate that. Also, if you could hit that like button, and if you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. And also know that drawing is like anything. It takes time and effort, and the more effort that you put in, the better you'll get at it. I have a lot to learn. If you see anything in this video that could help me improve, please drop a comment. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, please drop a comment, and feel free to at any time reach out to me and let me know your thoughts. So again, thanks for sticking around. I hope you stick around to see the end and how it turns out, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.